Namaskaram. My name is S. Ashok Kumar. Welcome to Ashok Biology Concepts. This video is a continuation of hybridoma technology. In the last part, I explained what are the requirements in order to understand hybridoma technology. What I said for hybridoma technology, there are two requirements I said. One is activated B lymphocyte or activated B cell. The second one is a double mutant myeloma cell. Now, I am going to continue with the process of hybridoma technology. That's very simple. In this process, we have to take, these are activated B cell. You can call activated B lymphocyte. This activated B lymphocyte, this B lymphocyte activated with a desired antigen. Okay. Now the next one is, these are myeloma cells. What I said? These are double mutant myeloma cell. What I mean? These myeloma cell AB minus. That means this myeloma cell cannot produce the antibodies, and HGPRT minus. My meaning is that in this myeloma cells, this HGPRT is not produced. That means this myeloma cell cannot proceed salvage pathway of nucleotide synthesis. Already we know that information. This activated B cell and double mutant myeloma cell going to fuse. When these are going to fuse with the help of fucogen, that is a PEG, polyethylene glycol, responsible for the fusion of the plasma membrane of the different cells. These cells going to grow in the medium. That is one of the selective medium. That medium is a HAT medium. This HAT medium is a selective medium. I will explain. What is the meaning of selective medium? Selective medium allows growth of particular cells. You can call organisms also. Selective medium allow growth of certain organism by inhibiting the growth of the remaining organism. That is called as a selective medium. Selective medium allows the growth of certain cells or certain organism by inhibiting growth of the remaining cells. The one selective medium we are using in this hybridoma technology is HAT medium. H for hypoxanthine. Hypoxanthine is one of the non-standard nitrogen base, can convert into standard nitrogen bases that we know. The next one is aminopterin. A for aminopterin. It is a selective agent. This aminopterin inhibits the enzyme that is a DHFR, dihydrofolate reductase. That means if this aminopterin is present, folic acid is not, tetrahydrofolate is not available. When tetrahydrofolate is not available, there is no chance of de novo pathway of nucleotide synthesis. That is a simple language. In the presence of aminopterin as a selective agent, de novo pathway of nucleotide synthesis will not occur. The next one, T for thymidine, is required for the DNA. This is a nucleotide that is required for the DNA synthesis. That is why HAT for hypoxanthine and thymidine are the required for the, they are nucleotides required for the nucleic acid synthesis. Aminopterin is a selective agent. Now, when we fuse these activated B lymphocyte and myeloma cell, double mutant myeloma cell, there are three possible combinations. One is like B lymphocyte can combine. For your understanding, I am writing two cells, but these two cells together fuse one cell. The next one is like myeloma cell they can fuse MM. Here one cell. For your understanding, I am making as two cells. The next one is a myeloma cell that fuses with a B lymphocyte. there's a three possibility and three hybrids are possible to form in this medium. Here, first you take the BB cell hybrid. Here what happening? Anyhow, what is this activated B cell now? What is the lifespan of this activated B cell? Only about 2 days. And after 2 days, these B lymphocyte automatically they will die. So there is no problem with these B lymphocytes. Okay. The next one you take the myeloma cell hybrid. Here what is happening this myeloma cell? As we know, this myeloma cell HGPRT minus means at any cost this myeloma cell cannot proceed the salvage pathway. One thing. Second one is if they want to survive they should need nucleotides now. In order to synthesize this nucleotide, either de novo pathway or salvage pathway. But because of the lack of HGPRT enzyme, these cells, myeloma cells alone, they cannot proceed the salvage pathway. One thing. The next one is that medium containing a selective agent is aminopterin. This aminopterin inhibits which enzyme? DHFR. When there is no DHFR, what it results? There is no de novo pathway also. That means these myeloma cells, anyhow, either de novo pathway or salvage pathway, they cannot synthesize the nucleotides. If there is no nucleotides, no nucleic acid. That is why these cells, myeloma cells, cannot survive in this HAT medium. Now comes to take the hybrid cells, B lymphocyte with myeloma cells. Here what is happening? As we know, this B lymphocyte, as we know, this myeloma cell is a HGPRT minus. But B lymphocytes containing the HGPRT enzyme. This HGPRT enzyme of B lymphocyte contribute to the myeloma cell. And as overall this hybrid cell, which pathway they can follow? These cells, hybrid cells, they follow the salvage pathway. Anyhow, they cannot proceed through the de novo pathway. Anyhow, they can synthesize the nucleotide through salvage pathway. Which one now? This B lymphocyte and myeloma hybrid cells. So, these hybrid cell can synthesize nucleotide through salvage pathway. One thing. Second one is that this what is the myeloma cell? What I said, myeloma cells are the cancer of plasma cells. Cancer means what? Infinitive cell division. That means this B and myeloma cell as a whole, this cell as a whole, this is a hybrid cell. Hybrid cell. This is a combination of B lymphocyte and myeloma cell. That means this hybrid cell, as this B lymphocyte produces the desired antibodies, one, required antibodies, one. Myeloma cell, because of its a cancer, it can undergo infinitive cell division. That means, as a together you can tell, this hybrid cell undergo infinitive cell divisions and continuously they can produce as the antibodies. That means this HAT medium allows the growth of this hybrid cell by inhibiting the growth of the remaining cell. Such medium is called as a selective medium. Why this is called as a hybridoma technology? Because of the formation of hybrid. Hybrid is formed by the combination of activated B cell and double mutant myeloma cell. This hybrid cell undergo infinitive cell division. Continuously it will undergo cell division. While it is undergoing cell division, completely the medium continuously it involves in the formation of monoclonal antibodies. Infinite number of monoclonal antibodies it can produce. These total antibodies go and react with only one type of antigen, or this large number of antibodies go and react with a specific type of epitope. This large number of antibodies are called as a monoclonal antibodies, because these monoclonal antibodies produced in a medium. In that medium, definitely containing a large quantity of monoclonal antibodies, as we know. But these along with the monoclonal antibodies, different types of cells also present. Cells, living cells are present, cell debris also present. When the cells are continuously undergo cell division, they produce the different molecules into the medium. That is why that medium containing not only monoclonal antibodies but also different types of cells, cell debris, different types of proteins are present. That is why next we need to purify the monoclonal antibodies. For example, these in the medium containing the cells and the cell debris, because these are large size, they can remove through filtration. The filter paper with a pore size of 0.45 microns. The filter paper with a pore size of 0.45 microns with that filter paper is used for the removing of the cells and the cell debris from the medium. The next one is that different charged molecules are there. Charged molecules. These are charged, either positive charge or negative charge, either cations or anions. These charged molecules can remove by ion exchange, chromatography. Ion exchange chromatography is used for removing of charged molecules from the medium. For example, if the medium contains the protein like albumin, the protein like albumin we can remove through isoelectric focusing. This is one of the very important technique. In this isoelectric focusing, where the protein we want to remove, for example albumin, that protein we are going to subject it to its corresponding isoelectric point. That isoelectric point we designated as a pi. Pi of the albumin is a 4.8. For example, if you take pi of antibodies there in the medium, that is a 6.1. When we want to remove a protein, that protein having the specific isoelectric pH, that specific isoelectric pH when we expose to the corresponding protein, automatically the protein get precipitate. That precipitated protein easily, precipitate means become insoluble. That insoluble or precipitated protein we can easily remove from the solution or we can easily remove from the medium. But we can't see pi of the albumin is a 4.8. At this pH isoelectric point, albumin get precipitate. But antibodies will not precipitate because antibodies isoelectric pH is a 6.1. Very advanced technique for the purification of the monoclonal antibodies, that is by using a recombinant protein, that is a protein A by G. This is a very advanced technology for the purification of the monoclonal antibody. This protein A by G is actually this protein containing receptors for Fc part of antibody. I will explain. Receptors for protein A by G contain receptor for Fc part of antibody. For example, if you take the rough structure of antibody like this. These two are, this is the one heavy chain, this is the one heavy chain. This is the one light chain, this is the another light chain. Here, this antigen, this is an antibody, basic structure of antibody. Here, one antigen can bind, this is one antigen can bind. This portion where antigen can bind, that is called as the Fab region. Fragment of antigen binding. The down portion where only heavy chains are present, this region is the Fc portion. That is a fragment of crystallizable. And then basically functionally, antibody structure consists of two parts. One is a Fab, another one is a Fc. This protein A by G having the receptor for Fc portion of antibody. What I'm meaning is that, for example, you prepare a column. If you prepare a column, this one for your understanding. This column you can accumulate it with the protein A by G. For example, these are the protein A by G. For understanding. These protein containing a receptor for Fc port of the antibody. that medium we got now. The total medium just you passes through this column. As a result, what happened? Because this protein and Fc portion of the antibody, monoclonal antibody, they having the affinity. While this total medium is passing through, automatically those antibodies binds with this particular protein or receptors like this. Because of the affinity between those two, remaining total medium containing remaining all the components, definitely they passes throughout. So after that one, we can remove the monoclonal antibodies. That is why with the protein A by G, we can get greater than 80% accuracy in the purification of the monoclonal antibodies. These are the different ways by which we can purify the monoclonal antibody. Through hybridoma technology, we can produce a large quantity of monoclonal antibodies. Now, these monoclonal antibodies having a diverse applications in medicine and physiology. So, all application I may not tell here, but some of these one, like applications of monoclonal antibodies, like these monoclonal antibodies used in blood grouping. If you understand, when we are doing the blood grouping, after taking the blood sample, we have to add antiserum. Antiserum containing antibodies. Those antibodies are monoclonal antibodies. For your understanding, in blood grouping, we are using anti-A antibodies, anti-B antibodies. These anti-A and anti-B anti-A antibodies produce, they are a monoclonal. That means these antibodies react with only A antigen. Anti-B antibodies means what? These are the antibodies react with only B antigen. That means these are monoclonal antibodies. These are actually anti-A antibodies and anti-B antibodies are nothing but they are belongs to class IgM. The next one is that where we know that anti-RH antibodies. These antibodies react with only RH antigen. These are also monoclonal antibodies. These anti-RH antibodies belongs to class IgG. That is why what I said, monoclonal antibodies used in the blood grouping. The next one is that these monoclonal antibodies used in techniques, ELISA is a well-known technique used for the primary detection of the AIDS. Here when you see this one, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. If you clearly understand, in this ELISA, the monoclonal antibody conjugated with a particular enzyme. Along with ELISA, one more technique is a RIA, radio immunoassay. Means without monoclonal antibodies, we can't do this ELISA and RIA. The next one is antibodies can also used as a enzymes. That antibodies with enzymatic activity called EBzymes. What is EBzyme? Eb means antibody, zyme means enzyme. So antibodies with enzyme activity. As we know, 99% of the enzymes are nothing but proteins. Along with that, along with the proteins, as a enzymes, RNA molecule is also acts as an enzyme. RNA molecule, some of the RNA molecule acts as enzyme. RNA with enzymatic activity called as a ribozyme. For example, 23 srRNA, that is in the bacteria in prokaryotes. 23 srRNA acts as an enzyme peptidyl transferase, the enzyme responsible for the formation of peptide bond during protein synthesis. That peptidyl transferase is an example of ribozyme, RNA with enzymatic activity. Along that, because of these antibodies, monoclonal antibodies having the specific activity, go and react with a particular molecule, these antibodies also used as an enzyme. That is why antibody with enzyme activity called epzyme. The next application, these antibodies, monoclonal antibodies, used as immunotoxins. The great application, immunotoxins. These immunotoxins are tumor specific antibodies. These antibodies, tumor specific antibodies. That means these antibodies go and react with a particular tumor. Means normally tumor means what? We never discuss about the benign tumors. We always speak about the malignant tumors. Some of the cancers are caused by virus now. That is why these antibodies react with a particular tumor, or these antibodies go and react with a particular virus infected cell or a cancer infected cell. That means these monoclonal antibodies not only used for the detection of the tumors in our body, but also responsible for killing of tumor cells. This first time, this immunotoxin, this diphtheриal toxin produced by one bacteria, that is a Corynebacterium diphtheriae. That bacteria produces the toxin, diphtheриal toxin. This diphtheриal toxin conjugated with the monoclonal antibodies used as a immunotoxin. First time used toxin in immunotoxins is a diphtheриal toxin. The last one more is this. These monoclonal antibodies used in the prevention of erythroblastosis fetalis. This erythroblastosis fetalis is prevented by giving an injection that is called as a Rogam injection. This Rogam injection containing anti-RH antibodies, nothing but IgG. That means this erythroblastosis fetalis is prevented by using monoclonal antibodies. In simple terms, I can tell these monoclonal antibodies having the very huge, diverse applications in the medicine and physiology. They having applications even in the cancer treatment also. That is why this hybridoma technology, as I said, one of the revolution in the history of immunology, that is used for the production of monoclonal antibodies. This is the concept of hybridoma technology. If you understand this concept, please follow our channel Ashok Biology Concepts. If you have any doubt, comment, that definitely I will respond.